Dubious ones, welcome back, and we've got some more footage and news about WWE 2k24. So let's get right into the good stuff here. We're taking a look right now at the updated in quotes, backstage area that you can now have a backstage brawl with 4 players. But here's one of the coolest features. They now have a working elevator that you can take and put weapons into to bring tables upstairs, as well as we're going to rewind that right there, as that's a big feature. But the cool thing about the elevators I wanted to note is that when you're using it going up or down, it looks like only 2 people at a time can fit in the elevator, but you can take tables from the downstairs or other weapons, put them in the elevator or carry them in the elevator with you, bring them up the stairs so you can have tables up on the top ramp. I thought that was pretty neat. Here, as you can see, in the past we had all these windows and stuff, but they were unbreakable. Here now we're finally getting breakable glass windows in the backstage area back. So as you can see right there, very neat little addition there. And of course, as you can see returning here, you can throw the guys off the top into the light fixture there. Very neat indeed. Very cool. Like that feature as well. And of course, we have the ambulance. We have the ambulance match. From what I've understood about the ambulance match is you can take them from the ringside area to the backstage and throw them in this ambulance and win the match that way. I don't have 100% confirmation on that, but this is what I've heard. I have seen footage where if you're throwing them in this ambulance in a non-ambulance match, you still get the same mini game as you would. And if you win that mini game, you do the throw them in, you do the little victory pose and everything, but it doesn't actually end the match. The match continues, but you are, as you can see, able to dive off ambulances, use them as they would be, the top of a Hell in a Cell or the top of a ramp. But as you can see, sometimes the backstage matches with that KO system can end in a lackluster way with like a punch or something, as opposed to like that devastating going through the table there. But one neat feature as well, as you can see with these vending machines here, akin to AEW Fight Forever, where you could use the vending machines and get pop out of them, you can now get water bottles out of these vending machines, and all the weapons, as we're going to see here in a second here, are throwable. So you can throw the water bottles, you can throw all the weapons in this game. Finally, we're getting back to that No Mercy vibe. As you can see here, you can throw any and all weapons in a match, as you could back in the days of, the Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, all those fun games. AEW Fight Forever could do this as well, but a very nice returning feature. Very happy to see throwing weapons is back. It seems it's very easy to reverse from the footage I've seen. It's easy to catch the weapons, but very cool. You can catch the chairs, catch the tables, catch the garbage cans, whatever it might be. But you can throw them while they're stunned on the ground. While they're on the ground, you can throw them while they're up on their feet. Very neat addition. Very nice quality of life we're getting with that. But one thing that is very exciting to me, speaking with the No Mercy Fight Forever vibe, is we're going to be getting the ability to view the whole match, if you're playing, from the ringside camera where you can see at the ramp, like you could in No Mercy, like you could in Here Comes the Pain, the camera angle that Fight Forever uses. We're getting that, as you'll see, coming up, I believe, here in a second. Oh, buffering. Gotta love that. But you can not only do that, but with the camera angles, when you can switch it in game. Of course, here you can see that camera angle right here. You get that beautiful view. So when you have a beautiful stage for like a WrestleMania or something, you get a better view of that. I think that's super cool. Just a neat little quality of life. You don't have to have that camera angle. Obviously, you can stick with this one, but you can switch throughout the match, or you can set it in your settings that you want to have the ramp cam on or off. But this is the most exciting addition, I think, is the super finishers. Akin to the virtual pro wrestling games on the N64, beyond the special state, you had the super finishers that only certain wrestlers had. Apparently, you're allowed to have up to 4 super finishers per character. So not all characters will have super finishers, but you can apply them to them yourself. If you're creating your own character, you can have up to 4 of them. And for guys like Kevin Owens here, akin going back to the Kevin Steen days, he has a package pile driver as his super finish. Super cool. And the great thing about the super finishers, before we get into what we just saw there, with the super finishers, Yes, as far as I know, you can reverse them, so that's going to be very risky because it uses up all 3 of your finisher slots that you have locked up. So it's going to take time to build up to those super finishers. But when you hit them, I've seen from the kick out bar, it's absolutely insane and very, very hard to kick out. Whereas if you've played online matches or played this game with friends in the series in the past in 2K22 or 2K23, matches can take forever if people are really good at the kick out system. Because sometimes it's really easy. You get a big bar, it's pretty slow. It's pretty easy to kick out of your finishes, and you might have to resort to submissions for a lot of your finishes to online matches. Now, it's going to be a game of chess of who can get to their super finisher first, who can hit it, because it looks like it's much, much harder to kick out of a super finish, as it should be, than it is a regular finisher. So that is some good news to my online players out there. Now, another new addition that they've added in the game, and what I'm happy about, is it can only be done once per match. Whether you do it at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the match, you can have a strike exchange that we're going to see I believe right after the package pile driver. So we'll look at the package pile driver one more time. I like the little cut in for the super finisher, the little pretty angle they do there. That's kind of neat. But right here, you get the back and forth strikes, and the more you mess up the timing, the more the other guy reverses. And if you miss it enough times, the other guy wins. But apparently, if you go long enough in the back and forth and neither of you are really missing your prompts, then what you get in that, as we'll see here, what you get is it turns into a little hockey fight akin to like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens when they just start beating at each other and everything. You get that little hockey fight. It can be lengthy. Yes, it's a mini game in the middle of a match, but it can only be done once per match. So that's why I actually have no problem with it, is because it only can be done once per match. If you could do it multiple times in a match, it would probably drive me crazy. But another thing that you can see right here, do you see up on Roman Reigns here on the top left, do you see the little yellow bar that you can click into? Yes, you can go into the green to hit your strike and land it, but if you hold X long enough and are able to time it into the little yellow bar, apparently that instantly wins you the back and forth. And I don't know if it instantly puts your opponent in a stun meter, but if you're able to get it all the way to the top instead of just stopping in the green, you will win that back and forth, and it will end the little mini game. So that is very cool that you have those options to do that there. I really feel like this game is doing what Fight Forever tried to do, and I think they took a lot of inspiration from Fight Forever in the aspects of, they took some of the best features like throwing weapons. Now when you bleed, there will be blood left on the mat. There will be little blood stains everywhere. You get a lot more blood. You can cover the chest now. I think there's face paint degradation as well. So a lot of the things that Fight Forever did well, throwing weapons, some people liking the camera angle better, like the blood staying on the mat, being more realistic and stuff. They took little inspirations I've seen in this game from, I believe, Fight Forever, as well as from some of the old games like No Mercy, Here Comes the Pain, fan favorites. So it really does seem like 2K is listening to fan feedback, and they are trying to give us the game that we want. So if you're a fan of 2K23, I think you're going to love this game, because this is just the best model of this engine that we've had so far. That's why I like every year we get little tweaks, little additions. We've got a few extra match types this year. The super finishers, again, such a wonderful addition. And another thing, sorry, that I didn't touch on with the cameras here. Like, obviously we get the ramp cam that you can see in the video as well, that you can trigger during matches you're playing in, like this camera angle right here. But there's also a free roam camera that you can use. So if you play universe mode, and if you play a lot of universe mode, and play AI versus AI matches, you can change the camera angle while the match is going on whenever you want. You can set favorite camera angles as well to easily toggle to them. You can use the free roam camera, and you can also clip highlights of the match mid-match. Like, you can take favorite moments, like if there's a big spot and stuff and you want to clip it for a video or something like that, you can do that now. So it's really, really amazing that they've added these quality of life features in. Like, see where you see the toggle info part? That was actually in an AI versus AI match. That toggle info will bring up a little camera angle options where you can switch them up to whatever it is you want to do. As far as you can have a bird's eye view from above the ring, you can have it from a certain part of the crowd, close-ups in the ring, from one angle outside the ring, focus on individual players. But the fact that you can do that during the match itself, if you're doing an AI versus AI match, or say you're doing a pay-per-view simulation like we've done for the Royal Rumble on the Off the Top channel, you can play cameraman and change things up the way you want to do it, which I think is absolutely amazing. A wonderful quality of life addition. And that's what seems to be the theme of this game, is just quality of life. Quality of life upgrades, quality of life upgrades, quality of life upgrades. And I can't be more for that. As a long-time wrestling game fan, I love quality of life updates. I love that we're getting a bunch of new match types as well. They've iterated on what's good about the game, and they seem to have improved it and added things like, you can see, breaking the glass, stuff like that, that fans have been asking for. Would I like a new backstage area, something maybe a little better than this or more? I mean, I think I enjoyed the 2K19 backstage area, maybe a little better than this one, but that's just personal preference. Regardless, I like the quality of life stuff. I do enjoy what we're getting here. Being able to dive off of ambulances and stuff like that, really playing more into the fun factor rather than just the straight simulation style, and I like that. So for me, this looks like this game's going to be a home run. Can't wait. I've pre-ordered my copy. I'm going to do some more live streams of 2K23 leading up to the game on the channel, so stay tuned for that as well. But I'll be getting out many, many more videos on this topic, on the new stuff we're getting, everything we learn about 2K24. I will be getting that information out to you, so please stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know from what you've seen so far of 2K24, what do you think? What's your favorite quality of life update that they've added? For me so far, it's gotta be the throwing of the weapons and being able to switch the camera angle, which might be a small thing, but being able to have that ramp camera to see some of the beautiful stages that you can make and create an arena and that exist, especially when we're getting all these new WrestleMania arenas, getting all those beautiful stages. I think it's a hit. It's a home run. And for me, those are probably my two biggest quality of life changes that we've seen so far. The super finishers, also super amazing. But yeah, let me know what you think down below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Dubious ones, I'm out. We'll see you in a bit. Peace.